Millions of people own tuxedo cats, but almost all miss the hidden secrets behind their iconic black and white coat. Today, you'll discover rare behaviors, surprising abilities, and fascinating facts that only 1% of owners notice. And the final secret will make you see your tuxedo cat in a whole new way. Number 1, your cat has a personality type, and it has a name. Let's start with the thing every tuxedo owner already suspects deep down. Your cat has an attitude the other cats simply don't. Owners even have a name for it, Tuxitude. Bold, confident, a little dramatic, and utterly convinced the entire house belongs to them. Now, scientists will tell you the honest truth. Coat color doesn't actually program personality. And yet, ask 1,000 tuxedo owners to describe their cat, and the same words come roaring back every time. Sassy, chatty, fearless. The cool kid who strolls into any room like they own it. Whether it's real biology or a legend passed between cat lovers, the reputation is rock solid. Your tuxedo isn't just wearing a fancy suit. They behave like the most important guest at the party. Every single time. The white on your cat isn't even fur. Here's the trick almost nobody sees. Your cat's white bib was never added to it. It's what got left behind. Rewind to before your cat was born. Just a tiny embryo, still forming in the dark. The color switches on near the spine. Then it sprints downward, racing to coat the entire body before time runs out. On your tuxedo, it lost that race. It never reached the chest, never reached the belly, never made it all the way down to the paws. Wherever the color arrived in time, you got black. Wherever it didn't, you got white. So that spotless white chest you love to scratch? It was never fur that turned white. It's simply the finish line the color never managed to cross. Not dye, not paint, just where the color ran out of time. You adopted a cat. It thinks it's a dog. Here's the one that catches brand new tuxedo owners completely off guard. You brought home a cat, and it acts like a dog. Tuxedos are famous for it. They greet you at the door the second you get home. They follow you from room to room, flatly refusing to be left out of anything. Plenty come running when you call their name. A few will even chase a toy and bring it back to your feet like the world's fluffiest little retriever. This isn't the aloof, keep your distance cat stereotype at all. Owners everywhere describe the exact same thing. A Velcro cat that wants to be wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. So if your tuxedo trails you into the bathroom and stares while you brush your teeth, congratulations. You didn't adopt a cat. You adopted a tiny, dapper shadow. They will not stop talking to you. Try to have a quiet moment near a tuxedo cat. Go on, try. Because these cats are relentless talkers. Say something to a tuxedo and there's a very good chance you'll get a chirp, a trill, or a full dramatic meow fired right back. Like the two of you are mid-argument. Ask a question, get an answer, open the fridge, get a running commentary. Owners swear their tuxedos narrate the entire day and expect a reply for every single line, and they're bossy about it. A tuxedo knows exactly what it wants and has zero hesitation about demanding it loudly right now. Living with one feels less like owning a pet and more like sharing your home with a small, opinionated roommate in a suit who always insists on having the last word. They're basically tiny, well-dressed criminals. Keep an eye on your cabinets, because this one is almost a warning. Tuxedo owners tell the same story over and over. Their cat is a genius, and it is using that genius for crime. These are the cats that figure out how to open kitchen cabinets, pop the lid off the treat jar, nudge closed doors open, and, no joke, flip on the bathroom faucet just to watch the water run. It's like living with a tiny furry engineer who spends all day quietly mapping out your house. And here's the catch. A bored tuxedo is a dangerous tuxedo. If you don't give that clever little brain a puzzle to chew on, it will invent its own entertainment, usually the exact second you turn your back. Smart, curious, and just a little bit of a menace. They refuse to grow up. Most cats mellow out with age. Somebody forgot to tell the tuxedos. Owners are endlessly amazed that their tuxedo hangs onto the wild, goofy energy of a kitten for years. sometimes a whole decade, longer than any cat has a right to. We're talking 3 a.m. zoomies down the hallway, flying leaps off the back of the couch, toy-chasing marathons that leave you exhausted just from watching. That playful, slightly unhinged, kitten-brained spirit simply refuses to switch off. So while your friend's cat is a dignified, sleepy loaf on the windowsill, your tuxedo is launching itself off the bookshelf at an invisible enemy at midnight. It can be exhausting. It's also, honestly, the entire reason people fall so hard for them. A tuxedo gives you a full Broadway performance and never lowers the curtain. Out of everyone in the house, they pick one person. Here's the one that quietly gets people right in the chest. Tuxedo cats have a habit of choosing. Out of everyone in the house, a tuxedo will often lock onto one single human as their person, and then love that human with a loyalty that feels almost startling coming from a cat. They'll sleep on your chest, wait by the door for you specifically, ignore every guest in the room to sit on the one lap that actually matters. Owners describe a bond that feels less like a pet, quietly tolerating you, and more like a genuine chosen partnership. And once a tuxedo decides you're theirs, that's it. The decision is final. It's deeply flattering. Out of everyone that cat could have picked, in its own bold, dramatic little way, it looked around and chose you. No two tuxedos on Earth are marked the same. Now go look at your cat's markings, because no other cat alive shares them. Not one. The white on a tuxedo forms in a slightly different, totally random way inside every single kitten, which means no two tuxedos are ever marked exactly alike. Same litter, same parents, doesn't matter one bit. One gets a full, tidy bib, another gets crooked, mismatched socks, a third gets a single white smudge under the chin, or a little white mustache, or one lone white toe. It's a living fingerprint. That precise splash of black and white in front of you right now has never existed on any cat in history, and it never will again. Out of every cat that has ever lived, that one exact tailored suit was cut for a single cat. Yours. Those eyes are built to glow. Take a second and really look into your tuxedo's eyes, especially in low light. That jet black fur does something dramatic. It turns the eyes into headlights. Tuxedos most often have eyes in warm gold, deep copper, or vivid green, and set against all that black, they don't just sit there quietly, they glow. It's the same reason a black cat seems to melt into a dark room until two bright coins suddenly appear and blink at you. On a tuxedo, that contrast gets cranked all the way up. A lucky few even get two completely different colored eyes. So the next time your cat is staring at you from a shadowy corner at night and you feel weirdly watched, you're not imagining it. That fancy suit came with a matching pair of built-in spotlights. One tuxedo went to war and won a medal no cat ever has. Now for a tuxedo who earned more than compliments. In 1948, a skinny black and white stray was smuggled aboard a British warship, the HMS Amethyst, with one job: kill the rats destroying the crew's food. Then war found him. In 1949, the ship was ambushed on China's Yangtze River, and shrapnel tore into the little cat. He should have been finished. Instead, he dragged himself back to work, hunting rats, guarding the food, and curling up with terrified sailors trapped under enemy fire for weeks, holding their nerve together. For that, this tuxedo named Simon was awarded the Dickin Medal, the Animal Victoria Cross, the highest honor for bravery in war. And to this day, out of every animal ever decorated, Simon remains the only cat who has ever earned it. Another one ran for mayor. Simon wasn't the only tuxedo to punch far above his weight. In 2012, in Halifax, Canada, a black and white cat named Tuxedo Stan ran for mayor. Not a joke account, a real candidate with a registered party, a platform, the whole campaign. One problem: the city said he couldn't go on the ballot without a birth certificate. So he lost on a technicality, but the campaign exploded anyway. Ellen DeGeneres backed him. News crews on other continents put his little face on television. And by the end, The city had been shamed and charmed into funding a real clinic to rescue and neuter the street cat Stan was fighting for. He died of cancer the next year. A cat never allowed to run still changed his whole city, and strays he never met are safer for it. A tuxedo cat once inherited a fortune. Some tuxedos work for a living. This one just inherited a fortune. Back in 1998, a tuxedo cat named Sparky lost his elderly owner and discovered he had been left the entire estate. The grand total? $6.3 million. Yes, all of it, to a cat. Overnight, this little black and white house cat was officially wealthier than nearly every human he would ever meet. And for a while, he held the title of richest cat on the planet. Picture the life. $6 million and absolutely nothing to spend it on but tuna, toys, and the sunniest napping spot money can buy. Honestly, it's the most tuxedo thing imaginable. Of all the cats to fall backwards into a fortune and wear it with total unbothered confidence. Of course, it was the one already dressed for the money. That splash of white can save their life. This one is heavier, but it matters. Solid black cats are the least likely of all cats to get adopted. They sit in shelters the longest, and they're euthanized at the highest rates, dragged down by centuries of dumb superstition and the simple fact that they're hard to photograph. And this is where your tuxedo suit becomes far more than just handsome. Researchers found that those bright white markings, the bib, the socks, the splash across the face, actually help tuxedos get adopted noticeably faster than solid black cats. That patch of white gives them a face that pops, an expression a camera can finally catch. So the fancy outfit your cat wears isn't only charming. In a shelter, that white can be the exact thing that gets a cat noticed and gets it home. No two tuxedos have ever matched. And that glitch? It never once happens the same way twice. The color loses that downward race a little differently inside every single kitten that has ever been made, which means no two tuxedos on the entire planet are marked exactly alike. Same litter, same mom, same dad. Doesn't matter at all. One kitten gets a full tidy bib. The next gets crooked, mismatched socks. Another gets a single stray smudge of white right under the chin. It's a living fingerprint. That precise pattern of black and white sitting on your cat right now has never existed on any cat before, and it will never be repeated again. Out of every cat that has ever walked the earth, that one exact suit was tailored for your cat alone. You can't guess if it's a boy or a girl. Quick test. I say orange cat. You say male or female? Male, almost every single time. Calico? Female, almost every single time. Everybody knows those two rules cold. But try the very same trick with a tuxedo, and you smack straight into a wall. The tuxedo gene has nothing to do with the sex chromosomes, so it splits perfectly, evenly down the middle, a clean 50-50 of boys and girls. A ginger cat basically wears its gender printed right there on its coat for anyone to read. Your tuxedo? It gives you absolutely nothing, not one clue. It's one of the only famous cat looks anywhere on Earth that guards that secret completely, refusing to tell you whether the cat judging you from the couch is a he or a she. The smarter cat myth. Only 1% understand. Now the big one, the belief every tuxedo owner on Earth will fight you to the death over. My cat is smarter, bolder, more affectionate than any other cat alive. There's even a nickname for it, Tuxitude. So here's the fact that maybe 1% of owners actually know. Scientifically, there is zero evidence, none whatsoever, that a cat's coat color has anything to do with its brains or its personality. So why does everyone swear blind that it's true? 3 quiet reasons. 1. You remember the loud, bold tuxedos and completely forget the shy ones. 2. They photograph so sharp they steal the spotlight in every single shelter. 3. So many started as street cats, where only the clever, pushy ones survived long enough to get adopted. The attitude is real. The color? Totally innocent. The suit comes with a hidden health bonus. And if that bold, dramatic streak ever made you quietly worry, the flashy coat comes with some hidden cost. You can relax completely. It's the exact opposite. Black and white turns out to be one of the safest coats a cat can possibly wear. Think about all white cats for a second. They carry a genuine risk of deafness, plus much higher odds of skin cancer on that pale, sun-exposed skin. Your tuxedo's black fur quietly shields it from both of those threats at once. That deafness that haunts so many solid white cats almost never touches a bicollar. So that handsome suit isn't only there for the looks. It's working as armor. Under all that undeniable style, your tuxedo is quietly one of the sturdiest, lowest-risk cats sitting in the entire room. Before you go, I've got one question that every Tuxedo Cat owner answers differently. Which fact surprised you the most today? Was it that every tuxedo has completely unique markings? That one brave Tuxedo Cat won the highest military honor ever given to a cat? Or that their famous tuxitude might be more myth than science? And here's the fun part. I want to know something about your Tuxedo Cat. Does yours follow you everywhere like a tiny shadow? Talk back every time you speak? Act like a mischievous little genius? Or have a funny habit that nobody would believe? Share your story in the comments, because I read them all, and your experience might even be featured in a future video. If you enjoyed discovering these surprising facts, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next adventure with our amazing feline friends.